And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Holotheatre. As always, I am Dan Tartaglione, better known as DTartag1. Joining me tonight, first of all, as my co-host, is the man himself, the sheriff, Mr. Batmouse. And for those who don't recognize him, our guest tonight is Mr. Matthew Harrison-Trainor. How you doing today, Matt?
Very good.
So thanks to you gentlemen for joining us, and pre-happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Gobble gobble.
So we got a lot to talk about tonight. So I know we got the JAWA Cups going on. The Outrider Cup is just around the corner. But I think the big thing that everybody is paying attention to is the OCS playoffs. And Matt, you're a finalist. How does it feel?
Pretty good. And so Silver Glen's also like a teammate, right? So we're pretty happy to both made the finals.
So how does it, I was going to say, how does it feel to be playing a teammate in the finals for the OCS playoffs?
I mean, in some sense, like any outcome is good, right? Doesn't.
Either way, the team wins, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel happy for him if he wins. I feel happy if I win.
That's good. And now, so who's all on your team, if you don't mind me asking?
So we've got Desai as well, and then we also had Paul. We have like a chat with the three of us, and then we have another chat with Paul Myers also.
Wait. Are you guys team Marco Polo?
So I think they talk to him on Marco Polo, but I just can't use Marco Polo. Like, I don't know. I just can't follow when someone sends like a long 10-minute video. My brain just tunes out.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can understand that. Like, I use Marco Polo to talk to Timo a lot. So Timo's a good guy and everything. But I for some reason, I don't figure you working with Silver Glenn, Desai, and Paul Myers. Like, I thought you were with like Joe Olsen and all them.
So I think we found like Silver Glenn and I were always playing, and they were always playing,
Okay.
and we didn't sort of overlap. Especially when I was in New Zealand, the time zones I think meant that Silver Glenn and I were more on a similar. And so we just ended up sort of playing a lot, and they ended up playing a lot, and there wasn't as much like cross.
So you're on the sub team of the major team, is what we're getting.
Well, I think Desai, right? Because none of the other K-Talk people have really been playing. So I guess Speroni is also in the chat, but I think he played maybe 3, 4, maybe 6 OCS games in the last 1 or 2 months. But he generally hasn't been playing. He chimes in every once in a while. So I guess like when we both were playing ISB in the last round, we like pinged him to come and talk.
Yeah, and we're actually going to talk a little bit about that. Like, but let's start with like some of your OCS matches and everything. So the first round, you picked Brad Kipple, correct?
Yeah.
How did you feel about not being picked by Paul and Bastion? Like, were you like thinking they were going to pick you, or was this something that you were just like, okay, if they pick me, they pick me. I'm not worried too much.
I mean, I think Bastion was sort of a little annoyed that he couldn't come to Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was his sort of revenge. If I'd been there, this is what I could have done. Match is why he picked Joe. And then of course Paul Myers and I, we were in the same chat, right? So we knew we weren't going to pick each other.
Okay, so obviously so what made you pick Brad specifically? Oh, we lost Batmouse.
I mean, so
Sorry,
there's
guys, I'll be right
like
back.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, like everyone is good in the OCS, but there's definitely some people that you wouldn't pick there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of, there's a group of people that you definitely wouldn't pick, and then you think of the people that you would pick, and there's people that you don't have as good idea of what they might play, people that you have a better idea. Mm-hmm. It's like you never want to play like Scott WINGRELL in any kind of match play thing, for example, right?
Yeah. No, you don't.
Yeah. Having to check for someone. Dan just played Scott last week.
Yeah, don't remind me. Let's not talk about that.
Streamed it too, by the way. Thank you. We appreciated that.
So again, so you went with Brad Kipple. Was that because you knew like he plays a certain deck, like all the time, or
and it was also I forget who else. Like I forget who else there was in the list. I mean, at some point you just pick somebody and.
Mm-hmm. I mean, outside of like I want to say Chris Worse and Joe Olsen, you had your pick of like everybody.
Well, that's the thing. Is sort of like it's not because someone is worse than everyone else or anything, right? It's you wouldn't pick Joe Olsen, obviously, right? So there's a few people that you eliminate. Like, well, I guess he already got picked at that.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Bastion picked him like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like no, like I was a little surprised about Bastion picking Joe, but I was really excited for it.
I think that was definitely a grudge match.
Yeah.
Rather than this is the best way to try to advance as far as I can.
That makes sense. So again, against Brad, did you feel confident going in? Like, were you thinking putting him on Diplo at all?
Not particularly. But Diplo, I mean, Diplo's been a popular deck for a while, right? It hasn't been like super popular, but so you've always played against it a bit. So it's not. I guess it's not one of those decks that's going to win by a lot or lose by a lot, right? It's going to be a close game.
Mm-hmm. It'll be a close game. It has its own retrieval. It gets to start in space on it, fairly safely. It'd be.
And it's got evasion, so it's never going to like lose one site and then be like, oh, I lost the game.
Right.
True.
But on the other hand, it's never going to take all the sites over and leave you with nothing.
Right, and then there's different versions of it. You can always run like I want to fight all the time version, where you're just splashing guys down. You use back to tank, first strike, and then I like the I feel the conflict. I think that's my new favorite card. Well, you get all the bonuses to your total battle in Destiny. That's kind of a no-brainer. Let's take away cards forever now.
Okay, I mean. Yeah, that's a Batmouse card if there is one.
Yeah.
So, and then what did you play for Dark Side against Brad? Or sorry, what did you play against Light Side against Brad? Sorry.
Long ago, I pulled the thing up. All right, I played QMC and he played ISB.
Okay. And then against Drew, I can see like that ISB QMC match. Like I was a little. You going with QMC and everything, like not a lot of people were surprised about that because it's one of those decks like you played a lot. Like you back in the day, you've been known to play QMC a lot. So I'm not saying like a lot of people were surprised by it, but
it was bad for a long time because of like the Crimson Dawn deck.
Mm-hmm.
That was quite a tough thing, but I think that's gone down in popularity.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is I realized there's this like crazy Wookiee Strangle interaction with Rescue in the Clouds, where you just automatically kill anybody.
Interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so Wookiee Strangle.
Your ability.
Yeah, Wookiee Strangle targets the ability of your character because it says like if your destiny plus your ability is bigger than their destiny plus their power plus their ability or something, right?
Wow, interesting.
So their destiny is targeting your ability. So then you just cancel their destiny, and their guy dies.
Okay. And then in round 2, you played against Drew Lichtenstein, who is a member of Team 9 Million. Again, you went with ISB and Qui-Gon commuting. Am I right?
I don't think I did ISB. Yeah, I think I did. But
like it feels so long ago that
I was Hunt Down, and he was Hunt Down.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
He played QMC and I played Community.
So you went with what made you go with Hunt Down? Like, was it feeling comfortable with it or something else?
I know that like they had a Yoda commuting deck that they really liked. And I mean, there's all these decks right now that stack a site with a whole bunch of sabers.
Yeah.
We saw that in both of Silverglenn's matches in the semifinals.
Yeah.
And there's there's two things you can do. One is you just go at them, and that's what the Hunt Down sort of does. Or the other options, you try to do something to cancel the drains or do something like that. So we thought they might play the Yoda communing, and then Hunt Down just tried to. The Yoda communing has a lot of Destiny 4s in it. Mm-hmm. So if you put down a Maul with the Phantom Menace, he's a little hard for them to deal with.
True, that's a good point. Yeah, and then you played. Sorry, I forget what you played for light side.
Then I played Communing, and Drew played Hunt Down.
You know what? I do remember that game now, and that seemed like it was a really tight game, because I want to say like it was a really tight game until they're like almost the midway point. I don't think there was really many mistakes between either of you, but you were able to, because I want to say you won by around 10 in the game 1. Am I right? Or
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because it looked like Drew was going to come out and like he had a chance and everything, and then you just slowly were able to. No, Justin Desai is saying no in the chat. Drew won game 1. Okay, thank you, Justin. Then MHT destroyed him in game 2. That's right. Okay, I'm getting so many people confused. My memory is terrible. It's been a rough day. Like. But I know what happened in your semifinal matches against Charlie.
Yeah, so I think the match against Drew is another one of these games where you just stack a whole bunch of guys with sabers,
mm-hmm.
And he didn't have Enter the Bureaucrat, and I had Virgins, which I didn't have to play because he was only draining for 2, but I was draining for 5. He was draining for 2.
Okay. And according to Justin, your team chat, the team message was Brad Kipple equals only Diplo. I like that.
Yeah, my memory is kind of. I mean, it was what, 4 weeks ago now.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like, and then you played against Charlie, who upset Bastion essentially. Game 1, he was on Quiet Mind Colony. You went with ISB. So, what were you feeling about with the ISB?
So I guess we weren't expecting QMC. That was a bit of a surprise,
mm-hmm.
Right? Because we were also expecting maybe Yoda communing from Charlie, or if not, then maybe Old Allies.
Okay, that makes sense.
And those are sort of 2 prongs of opposite sides of the meta, and ISB is something that can kind of deal with both.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, he's playing QMC, so I think you had like an idea of what to do against the QMC. You went down, you held the system, and I mean, I want to say that was pretty much it. Like, you held onto the system for mostly the entire game, and with him running the Ancient Watering Hole version, I mean,
he got some very good drain. He had Lisa at the 2 blockade flagship sites, and so he like managed to dodge with Path, and then had her draining and doing her like peek and ping kind of thing.
Yeah, because I remember that. Like he was able to do it like a few times. Like you were putting stuff back, and he was like, "Oh, okay, I know what I'm doing." I mean, it was a good, well played match. Like I want to say it went to like 2 seconds left on Charlie, and your response was like, "How did you end the game with 2 seconds left?"
Because so I think like at some point in my like control phase, he had 5 seconds or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I sort of felt, I was like, should I retrieve in my draw phase? That's kind of like, is that like a sportsmanship kind of thing to do to try to up the diff by 1 before he times out? Because I was like, he's definitely timing out like in his activate phase.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out he got 2 more.
Yeah, I was gonna say because he drew up and made you win by 9. I want to say it was.
Might have been.
No,
yeah,
it
something
was,
like
it
9,
was,
10.
It was 10. It was 10.
10.
And then game 2, I know you ended up winning game 2. You went with.
I think I drew up. It was a pretty decent chance. I think I would have had like a small win, but.
Mm-hmm. I want to say it was he played.
He played map.
He played map, and you played communing.
I played no idea.
I streamed the game, and I don't even remember. Like, okay, like I am so bad today. But no, yeah, you played no idea. How did you feel?
I feel like we should pull notes.
Were you do you put him on map like going into it?
Yeah, so mapper CCT was the thought.
Mm-hmm.
And at no idea can definitely beat both. It can also like win by or lose by very small amounts. Right. At some point you just stack that one site, doing 3 damage a turn.
Yeah, and he was able to do some shenanigans up in space. Like I know you were running around and everything, trying to like do as much little damage as you could, and that I think that was the big thing was you were able to run around and just do little bits of damage. Like you were doing one with the stars ping, you were doing one at the beach, and you were doing like maybe one or two up in space, depending on where the positioning was and everything.
Well, and the big thing he had was Image of the Dark Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't find Saw, so that really changed things. That was probably one of the bigger cards.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who are watching it remembered him going down with Kylo Ren first turn with the shuttle. What were you thinking when you saw that?
I think so. I watched the coverage afterwards, and I saw Justin say that was a bad move, and I was like thinking the same thing at the time. Because once he's there, you feel a lot more comfortable doing whatever you want to do.
Yeah, because I know he then used Lieutenant Dolfed Mitka to transport Kylo over to the beach. He came down with a few, like one or two troopers and everything. I think it was like Kylo, Hux, and a trooper, and then you just wiped him from the beach essentially.
Yeah. Well, you just say like, I'm not going to deploy a resistance guy until I'm ready for you to teleport Kylo over.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I mean, again, you said it like you're playing against Silverglen. He had to get through. He got through Brian Fred. I remember that being like just an insane match. Like Brian Fred probably had the worst luck of anybody I've ever seen in the OCS that match.
It was just like one spy to beat down the guy's one place, one spy the other place, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then he got past Paul Myers again. You said you worked with Paul a little bit. Like, were you rooting for Silverglen or were you rooting for Paul there?
Yeah. So there we went back to our chat where we only had the 3 of us without Paul Myers.
And then he
got
sort
of an awkward thing.
It would have been awkward, but I mean, hey, that's what happens when you have teammates who are doing well. I mean, you said it. You guys are in the finals together, so I mean, there's nothing wrong there. I mean, you guys win regardless, being that you're teammates. But and then we saw Justin get by Joker King yesterday in the last match with his commuting versus CCT. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this finals. Like, don't get me wrong, I love seeing like Justin Desai, Bastion, all the normal people that we see in the finals. But now we see Justin Branch versus you, so a little bit different.
Yeah, I think Justin's first game in the semifinals, that one was kind of crazy, where he was playing ISP and he at one point lost the battle. Something like he had like 8 power against
like 30
40 or something.
Yeah, I think it was like 44 or something. I think I was watching it, not streaming it because Bill was doing it, but yeah, that was a pretty crazy battle. And then he was able to come back and win that game by
like 10. Come back to the same site with the same guys.
Yeah. I don't know how he ended up winning that match, but it was. I kind of want to go back and watch it myself just to see like how you play commuting or no ISB. I play ISB against commuting. So, but yeah. So so what are you planning? Like, are you like how are you going to work with the finals? Like, being that you're a teammate, are you guys going to like just bring out decks and see who wins? Or are you guys going to like tech for each other?
So we talked about whether we wanted to like choose sort of a mirror match, like play the same decks. I think we decided not to.
Oh, that would be fun. That could be fun.
But then you've got to figure out like which decks would be fair and
right.
Play light side and dark side combat. I know that's terrible. That's terrible, yeah. But still. I mean,
the real question is, there's a split, right? You guys you're just splitting, and then going from there, right? Or
I think so. We
over actual money.
We haven't actually talked about that. Yeah, I think it's more just about you want it like whoever wins should feel like they won the whole thing, right? So that's why we said like, does one of us want to concede? And you feel better if you win when you won one.
Yeah, I mean, you get that nice trophy, that nice OCS trophy. I don't know what it looks like off the top of my head. I haven't seen one. I know Justin Desai has one at home sitting on his mantle with his collection, but I myself don't know what it looks like. So I think like either you or Silver Glenn would really like to have that trophy in your house.
Yeah, and I think Justin pointed out at some point that between him and Paul Myers and me and Silver Glenn were the finalists of the last 2 years. I guess I wasn't sort of paying attention last year much, but
That sounds right. Like I know Bastion.
I'd be Myers in the.
I know Bastion did well a couple of years ago. Uh, I think Justin won it last year and the first one. I'm not 100% sure, but Justin could. I mean, he already has told me like my memory is crap tonight. So please, Justin, let me know. Like I know I'm wrong at this point. So, but yeah. So let's talk about something else right now. So you have the potential to be part of the Outrider Cup if you win this. How do you feel about that?
I guess they decided that I would be American, which probably makes sense. I mean, it seems like I think the last time it happened, I hadn't started playing again yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like sort of a fun idea.
So, I was gonna say because like if you like, I know Justin Branch is already in it. He's already part of Team Europe. And again, if you win, you're essentially in as like the fifth seed, overtaking Greg Shaw. Is that giving you a little bit more motivation to beat Justin at all?
Yeah, probably.
That's fair. Like I like that. So I know Joe Olson is watching, like, and he has the option of taking like a captain's pick. If you don't win, do you want to like say something to Joe to like motivate him to pick you at all?
I mean, I think it's really up to him. I haven't thought about who the other options are.
Well, right now, I mean, we know that Paul Myers, Hayes Hunter, Joe, Justin are locked in. I think he was deciding on like say you, Charlie, Jared Napolitano. Again, I might be putting words into Joe's mouth, but I know at Worlds he was talking about that a little bit. So I think Greg Shaw, obviously. So, but I know like
those are all good picks.
Those are all good picks, but I mean in the last like 2 years, major wise, Joe has won all the majors. Hayes won the NPC, and you won Texas Mini Worlds. I mean, come on, you don't want to let a winner take a spot in the Outrider Cup?
That's like choosing, Dan like out of the blue if you don't choose choose you.
Yeah. So Joe, you might as well choose Dan if you don't choose me. That's the argument I hear.
I'm only good when I'm playing in a team tournament, apparently. Apparently Joe's not watching anymore, so that's kind of sad. I'm excited for the Outrider Cup, and I'm definitely excited to see these finals. Any thoughts like when you and Silver Glenn are going to be playing at all?
So I think he can't play this weekend, so
Okay.
maybe sometime next week.
Okay.
I guess there's the time difference issue, right? Makes it a little harder.
And where are you right now?
I'm Eastern, so we're like 5 hours off.
Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, hopefully it's not too terribly in the morning, so that way I can stream it. But no, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely excited, and just wishing you both a good luck, and may the best teammate win.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other cool thing is we haven't seen some of the Europeans for a while. Right?
True.
If you look at the list of the European team,
yeah.
So it could be interesting, like what they've
got cooked up.
You think Silver Glenn's teaming up with like Bastion and some of the other Europeans to take you down?
I don't know. Possibly. I know he does talk to Bastion a bit about things.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, let's shift gears and bring up some of the stuff that's currently again going on in the Star Wars CCG world right now. Currently, again, the OCS playoffs are going on. Checking the bracket again, it's going to be Justin Branch versus Matthew Harrison-Trainor. They are in the finals. It's a 2-game finals to see who's going to take down the crown this year. Also, with the playoffs, checking out the prediction leaderboard, looks like Ryan Saracen is in first place. Nobody picked MHT or Justin Branch to win it, so I'm going to say that Ryan Saracen is the winner. I know he has, if you check out his bracket really quick, he actually has you in the finals, but losing to Connor Britton. So, and then the next closest person would be Jerry, again, Justin Desai, and Bastion. So, I want to say that Ryan Saracen is the winner of the prediction contest, so congrats there. Also currently going on is the JAWA Cup. We're currently in round 2. If you want to check out the pairings, see who is playing who, they are on the forums. Bill is already with those. Make sure you get your games in by this Sunday. I believe you have until this Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern to get your games in. And again, like I said, the Outrider Cup is going on. We don't know the full participants yet. Bastion gets 2 captain picks. Joe Olsen gets 1. And if you want to follow a little bit about like who's going to be on the Outrider Cup, make sure you check out the forums and stay tuned to this channel. So a lot of exciting stuff going on. Not only that, the NPC is also scheduled right now. If you want to check out a lot of the NPC information, again, it is at a new hotel this year. The link is up and ready for that. So go ahead and make sure you check out that. It's $35 just for the main event, $45 for the entire weekend. A lot of stuff's going to happen. A lot of good prize support's going to be given out. And I know Brian Fred wants to do another poker-like night like he did at World. So make sure you sign up for that. Currently, we have 9 people signed up. Are either of you guys thinking about going to the NPC this year?
In January, right? Like
Yeah.
late January?
January.
I think that's tricky for me. So it's sort of, it's like interview season for me.
Oh, okay.
I might have to like be flying up to do interviews and places and things. So it's a little tricky.
Yeah, it's January 21st to the 23rd.
Yeah, that's a couple days right before my wife's birthday. So I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb and say I'm not traveling on my wife's birthday just to be safe, for my own safety, and everyone should wish for my safety.
I don't know.
Start just dropping hints about how nice New Jersey is in January.
Look, we were in January. We were just in New Jersey in August. We liked it. It wasn't bad, but I think the only way I can get it done is if I could also swing some Hamilton tickets. I think that would put it over the edge, and then she would be like, "Yeah, let's go do that." Otherwise, no, there's no chance other than that.
That's a little understandable. Right now, I'm probably not going to go. I'm trying to save as much money as I can so when I can move back east, but we'll see what happens.
Then you can travel things.
Yeah, then I can travel to more things. Okay, gentlemen, you know the drill. Are you guys ready for some swing and a miss questions? I got 4 questions for tonight. So it's going to talk a little bit about the JAWA Cup as well as the OCS playoffs. Okay, so question number 1. Scott Wingrell will turn his win against this guy into a 5-1 or better finish with the JAWA Cup.
I didn't actually see the game against you. I saw your second game.
Yeah. So Scott played some goofy Tatooine start with like it wasn't even Obi-Wan communing, but he started just the Obi-Wan hut and then played the junkyard with some troopers, like clone troopers. It was weird. There was a misplay on my part where I deployed the Jabba space cruiser in front of the Queen's Royal ship. I didn't have enough ability to draw Destiny, and it just went downhill from there. But yeah,
sorry.
Yeah,
I remember the phone call. I remember the phone call after that game. That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah, laugh it up, Batmouse. But yeah, let's not talk about my second game either. Droidicas versus Speeders is not a fun matchup for Speeders. But yeah,
sounds bad. Sounds bad.
It was bad. So again, let's focus on Scott, not me.
I mean, you made the question about you, right?
Huh?
Partially, you made the question partially about you.
Well, small, very, very small. So right now, Scott is scheduled to play. Let me see if I can find him on the schedule. So yeah, Scott's at least 1-0 right now. Oh, he's playing Jaron Waters. Jaron Waters.
Waters.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. Scott's playing Darkseid. I think Darkseid is at least in this format. Right now, I think it's the better side, honestly. But that's at least my opinion. So
I'm gonna go with a miss. Scott will finish 6-0 because.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, 5-1 or better.
Oh, then yeah, it's a hit because he got the jump start because of you. Good job. Way to usher a guy into the top.
So that's a hit. MHT, what do you think?
I'm gonna say 4-2.
4-2. Oof. That's rough. I'm gonna root for Scott. Like, how can you not root for Scott to go 5-1?
It's Scott. You gotta root for Scott.
You do. So
and feel bad for his opponents.
Yeah.
Especially his first opponent.
Like, okay, he correctly put me on Agents of the Black Sun. Like, I literally, as soon as Scott was my opponent, I'm just like, well, I'm behind the 8 ball. I'm going to lose. But moving on, let's go to question 2. Again, these ones are going to be about the OCS playoffs. At least one player will play ISB in the OCS finals. Like, ISB seems like it's a fun deck. It's a popular deck in the OCS playoffs.
First, you're not supposed to gamble on things that you're involved in, right?
No. Right.
No, I want. So you're in it. So let's talk. Like, okay, are you considering
inside scoop right now?
Yeah.
I mean, I think with these things, the best strategy is like a mixed strategy where you say like, oh, there's maybe a 5% chance I'll play this, right? Because you shouldn't rule it out entirely.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, Silvergun likes to play old allies. It's very easy to put Blount into old allies.
Yeah.
It's very easy to put Blount into all sorts of things.
True. And, I mean, he's a really good card against ISB. I mean, my question, though, is, like, do you think he's going to go that route, though? Like, have an ISB counter for you?
So I think it's one of these things where, like, maybe he should probably sort of flip a coin, and if it's heads, then he puts Blount in. And then I should, like, play ISB 10% of the time or something. Right? Because if I never play it, then he never plays Blount. So I need to make him sometimes play Blount.
Mm-hmm. So now, are you thinking that he's going to play ISB?
I mean, again, I think I have to be ready for it.
Okay.
I have actually sometimes flipped a coin before because at some point it's like this wine in front of me kind of thing, right? Where he's going to play Blount, so I can't play ISB, so he doesn't have to play Blount, so then I can play ISB.
It's honestly, with this type of mind game, it just sounds so much work.
Just play what you feel most solid with. And that, you know, if ISB is what you feel most solid with, then yeah, go with that.
I mean, I think like that's sort of what Joker King did in some sense, right? He played a scum deck. He's played lots of scum decks.
Yeah.
But we knew that he could play. We were thinking court, but you know, sort of a lot of the same cards.
Yeah.
Silver Glen had, you know, he had like Odin combos. He had quite a mercenaries.
Yeah.
He had a game plan.
Yeah, and then he had a game plan against CCT as well. I mean, just avoid the audience chamber, go down to the carbonite chamber, and just drain for 4 each turn. I mean, that's
the thing. If your mains, you know, you play pretty similarly against both of them.
True.
Just take one site and stack your sabers.
Okay. On to question number 3. Justin Branch versus Matthew Harrison-TRAINOR will be the most watched OCS finals yet.
It's a hit.
Probably a hit. Have you guys have like had more and more people watching? Have you?
We've had a lot of people watching them. I know the other day, I want to say we were up to like 40 during the Joker King versus Justin Branch match, the second one. I think it's going to be a hit. I think it's people are going to be interested in the fact that it is to newer players. I mean, yeah, you've had a good record. Justin has a good record over in England and everything, but I think with the marketing team, we'll get a lot of good publicity and everything. And actually, no, that's a good point. It is also it's going to mostly depend on the time when you guys schedule too.
Sure.
That's a fair point.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I did not take that into consideration when I designed this question.
Sunday morning 5 a.m. Pacific time seems like it would be a bad time to get the most viewers we can get. I mean that would be 3 p.m. GMT plus 8, right?
Yeah. Now I will say, like, Monday night when we had what was it, Charlie versus you? You guys, or was it? Yeah, it was Charlie versus you for your second game. We had a lot of people watching it, even though Tampa Bay was playing the Giants in Monday Night Football, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is definitely more excited than that football game."
So, it's definitely a better. This was your Matt. Your game was definitely a better game than that one.
Yeah. So
you guys are better than Tom Brady on Monday night.
There you go. I was gonna say, like, look at the NFL schedule. Pick when there's like a good game, and just play your game then. I mean, too bad tomorrow with Thanksgiving. You know, tomorrow would be great because of the whole like Detroit versus Chicago game, but that's besides the point.
It could be some people like something if Thanksgiving dinner gets a little boring.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm sick and tired of looking at my family. I want to go watch some Star Wars games.
Well, if you don't go watch some Star Wars games, you can come play some Star Wars games because I'm going to put up a bunch of leagues for tomorrow. I'm just going to clog up that league tab with free foils and,
there you go.
And maybe extra bonus prizes for the people that finish in first place in those leagues. I don't know. Whoever can play 50 games, I'll give you something really cool.
50
really fun.
games in a day? There's only one person who can do that. One.
Is it? No. Wait. Are we going 12-0 or?
Oh, they're the same person.
That was the joke.
Okay.
Okay. Well. So, for me, if you can play 50 games, you don't have to win 50 games. Just play 50 games tomorrow, and I'll get you something extra special.
Okay.
Real fun.
Okay, you heard it from the man's mouth. Make sure you post this on everything, Batmouse. Like, make sure you.
Post
I'll
put it in Jeff. I'll put it in on the forums, all that good stuff.
Nick, when it was the 5-minute league where you play against
5-minute toilet league.
I am because there's gonna be that opportunity for you to sneak away to the bathroom at Thanksgiving dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow is the perfect opportunity for those super quick leagues. So that's why I said 50 games.
Yeah.
Gobble 10-minute bathroom breaks.
Yep. I'm down. Give us a toilet league. Is the toilet league still open or no?
No, toilet league is coming back for tomorrow though.
Okay, good. Okay, last question of the night for Swing and a Miss. Who you got? Justin or Matt? And I want to hear, Matt. I want you to explain like why you think Justin's going to win or why you think you are going to win. And remember, I mean,
so I would say Justin's probably easier to put on decks than I am, maybe. Like I think I have a better idea of what he's going to play than he might have of what I'm going to play. On the other hand, the Hitco beatdown is a tricky one to play against.
True.
Because anything that just wants to stack one site can have a lot of trouble with that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you lose, you can lose by a lot.
Brian Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batmouse.
We had a whole bunch of practice games where we played decks against it, and we were just like, there's nothing this deck can do. It can put 25 power at a site, and it will then lose all its guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna allow my personal bias to sneak back in. I've had dinner the same table with Matthew Harrison Trainer before. I've never had dinner with Justin Branch, so that's where my loyalty lies. That's why
have
you're
dinner
my
with Batmouse. Have
have dinner with
Batmouse.
Batmouse, and you'll get the nods. You get the nods that way all the time.
That's a good thing. I'm gonna go with Matt as well. Actually, you know what? No. I'm not gonna go with either of you because I am the kiss of death. Like every time I pick somebody, they lose.
That's a great point. He is the kiss of death.
So, and you know what? I'm going to say both of you are going to play in really good matches and they're going to be exciting, and I'm going to do some amazing commentary. That's what's going to happen.
Everyone's
well, at least one of that is going to be true.
Ow.
I say ow, or should he just say ow?
Yeah, this is Batmouse. He wounds me so hard all the time.
Your foil.
Huh?
Your foil.
Okay, so one last piece of business for tonight. Well, a few more pieces of business for tonight. Right now, haven't had anybody do the deck building challenge, so we're gonna come up with something good for next month. Like I'm gonna scrap this one. Nobody really has submitted anything, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna talk to the Holotheatre hosts and heroes and figure out a good one. Matt, if you can come, like Matt, give me what do you think like a good deck building challenge would be?
You have to win after these, right?
Yeah, you
have to win these too.
It has to be a league match.
And, yeah, it has to be any type of league as long as it is a league. Like it could be JAWA open.
It could be a 10-minute. It could be a 10-minute toilet. It could be a 10-minute.
Yeah.
You guys done like biggest force drain in one turn?
I don't think so.
No.
That's a good one. That's a solid one. There you go. Deck building challenge for December. Biggest force drain in one turn. So I'll total drain. Most force.
Okay. Not just one drain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Not just one drain, right? All the drains total. Okay.
So we were asked in the chat already. Somebody asked when the championship game is. We do not know. They're working on it. So as soon as we find out, we'll make sure you guys know. So again, with the time differences and everything, it's a little rough. But well, again, we'll let you guys know.
Cool. Oh, I got something. So I'm gonna be working on the GemPC signups. Coming up, hopefully, I'm hoping to open signups on Sunday, and I'll get that all posted, and we'll hopefully get that going, by mid-December. It is bracket, so you can always play ahead. There's no need to wait for anybody, other than the people in your bracket line, and hopefully we can get that wrapped up before the real NPC. But to give everybody at home a taste of that match play that you're doing in the OCS right now, let's give everybody else a taste of that. And we're talking about doing what happened at Texas Mini Worlds, I think, with some pod play and some new stuff that may be coming to the GemPC this year.
Interesting. Now I like playing in the Batmouse GemPC. It's fun.
Yeah, and the pod's a very fun thing too. Like it's a cool thing that we haven't done for a while.
Yeah. Okay. Are you guys ready for Matt's lore challenge?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Because you know what? It's not a lore challenge. It is it is going to be the objective challenge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the 7 side or the 0 side of the objective. You're going to have to give me the 7 side. Really easy, really simple. So
just the name.
Just the name. Like, and you know what? Batmouse, if he's got an issue, you can help him out.
Sounds good. I may have to go right now anyway. But yes.
Your lore challenge or your deck building or your objective challenge is Yavin 4 operations. I mean, it was a popular deck at Worlds.
Wait, one second. Yavin 4 operations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yavin 4 base operations.
So why 40?
Yeah, why 40?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No cheating.
Restore freedom
Batmouse.
to the galaxy. That's the. I'm getting. Is that the Legacy? Is there like a mission? There's not missions anymore. Is there an epic event?
Yeah,
that
that's
goes
all
with
with the. It starts
That's
the epic event.
And that's Restore Freedom to the Galaxy is the epic event, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I have no memory.
Oh, sorry, guys. I gotta go.
Okay. Thank you, Batmouse.
Right.
Take care.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye. Okay. You have no idea?
Yeah. Was this supposed to be the easy one before?
I mean, honestly, like I thought this was going to be an easy one. I looked for like one that was like mid-range, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe he plays Y40, or maybe that's a deck like you guys are going to play against.
Yeah, no memory.
Nothing. Okay. It is the time to fight is now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that honestly doesn't even ring a bell. I've just like never
I'm surprised.
read
Like,
that.
huh. Okay. Well, again, thank you, Matt, for taking time and coming on to Holotheatre tonight. It is always a pleasure. Again, good luck in the OCS finals. I'm excited to watch it as well as hopefully provide commentary. And again, I want to thank Batmouse for coming on as our co-host. And again, unfortunately, he had to step out. He had Batmouse issues. The Batmouse light was in the sky or something. So again, make sure you watch out for his leagues that are going to be coming up for Thanksgiving. They should be up and right around the corner. And yeah, no.
And the Gen PC, I guess, right?
And the Gen PC coming up as well. So that's all we got for tonight. So again, make sure you stay tuned to Slack and the forums to see when Matt and Justin are going to be playing. Next week, I'm hoping to have on either hopefully the winner of the OCS playoffs, and maybe we'll get like Joe Wilson and Bastion to talk about the Outrider Cup as well. So again, until next Wednesday, take care, everybody, and have a good night and happy Thanksgiving.